provided by the school. So in poser bunker fashion, we just mooched off all the kids and lived off eating candy bars and bags of nacho chips. Monday hot dog, Tuesday taco, Wednesday hamburgers and chocolate milk, Thursday sloppy joes and burritos in a bag. Friday was pizza day, the best day of the week. It always came with salad and a side of broken beans. Hooray for pizza day, hooray for pizza day. I miss pizza day, the best day of the week.
What's cracklin' porkers? My name is Matt Connolly, and welcome to Just Guy Things, the world's first and foremost fan cast for diners, drive-ins, and dives. Joining me, as always, is second time ever, Jennifer Sheffield. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right, thanks. And David?
Did you call yourself Matt Cons because that's your nickname on the software you're using to record, and you just forgot your real last name? Is that what just happened?
I've been drinking.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on that scissor. So we're doing episode 2, and it's episode 2 of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives season. Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll change. They don't call it like episode 180. I just go season 2, episode 1. That would be really convoluted if they just made you keep track of.
Well, we could just also have seasons then, you know?
Yeah, we could have random
No off
seasons.
time, though.
Yeah, no, never.
Because then it would take us 6 years to do 14 seasons of what I would assume at the end of that would be a third of all of the Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. But episode 2 was Italian food.
Yep.
And I'm going to let Jennifer break us down.
Oh, thank you so much. Our first restaurant, if you want to call it that, was the Pizza Palace in Knoxville, Tennessee, a drive-in.
Yeah. I want to talk about his fashions real quick. His jacket made a reappearance, which I was very excited about. It was the black and yellow number with the Tex Wasabi and the Johnny Garlic's grill patches that were on it.
Johnny Garlic's grill. I got it. It's the name of the... I thought he was talking about, like, his teeth.
Oh, no, he didn't have, like, a Johnny Dang.
Like a JG...
Yeah, he's...
Front teeth.
That would be pretty dope. I'm kind of confused as to why he doesn't have a grill yet.
When Guy transitions to Riff Raff.
Oh, man. They have to collide. He's been doing... Jennifer told me that there were some collabos that he's done as of recent, and one of them is with the lead singer of Smash Mouth.
Yes,
like, he was on an episode.
Was on there. Mr. Smash Mouth.
No,
yeah, Donald Smash Mouth.
That's just the same part. They just look the same.
No, I think they were dispelling rumors, or that episode just had a lot of special effects budget because they had to, like, superimpose another shot of Guy Fieri on it, and he was like, yeah, I love my band, Smash Mouth. And not my restaurant. I mean, his restaurants. I also love those too, but we're not the same person. And yeah, it was a pizza place. Mm-hmm. And, like, the first introduction we get is like, it's Italian food and it's a drive-in. Isn't that crazy? And one of the guys just goes like, it's so good, when he was asked about how the food was. And then a guy said, it's really good? And he was like, it's crazy. And then Guy laughs, and then he just yells one more time, it's crazy!
Yeah, I have it's crazy written in all caps. And
full disclosure, our episode in TriCast is Send Me Money, by the way, TriCast, is labeled It's Crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
Well,
continue.
You did not interrupt at all.
Okay.
It's run by Sam and Charlie Perulis. They're cousins.
I don't know how to spell that.
I don't know. I just spelled it a way that I thought worked.
I went Peru as in the country -less.
It was up on the screen at one point, but I didn't pause.
I was also drunk last night to take notes, so I definitely didn't.
Have you ever seen this show while not drunk, or?
Yes. Episode 1 I saw not drunk, but I was not excited to do Full disclosure again, we're going to be doing back-to-back episodes tonight, so that means at least 6 hours of this weekend has been controlled by Guy Fieri. Thank you, Guy, and thank you, me, for creating this stupid
I think
idea.
I watched both episodes like four times.
Yeah. 4 times,
Jeez.
22 minutes.
Yeah. Ooh, fun.
You guys really commit. I watch each episode once and take nonsensical notes and then just try to like rely on YouTube for like actual facts.
Cool, David. Real cool. Thank you for your commitment to this podcast. Really stoked about it.
So
I think it makes me funnier.
Yeah, I told myself that too while I was getting drunk, but really it's just medicine to get through it.
I
My liver is going to
Sense a
be
problem.
rock hard at the end of these 3 years. It's going to be black and soulless. That might be edited out. I'm not sure about that.
what your black and soulless liver.
Yeah. Okay. Continue?
All right. Their fathers were from Greece.
Yeah. So the fathers bought the place in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And a funny little aside about that is the guy, I can't remember the guy that we liked, the really charming Ray Romano.
Charlie's my favorite person on the show so far.
Charlie is like a more charming, higher energy Ray Romano, which is nice. And he was talking about how Knoxville, Tennessee in 1961, 1964, something like that, hadn't been introduced to pizza yet. And Guy Fieri was shocked to his core. He was like, no.
I was too, to be honest.
Okay.
Pizza's like, I have it pretty much every day.
Yeah. We've got a problem.
Every day you have pizza?
For lunch.
The place that she goes to college at has like cheap ass pizza on like Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Thursday, they have like dollar cheese slices.
So,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, so the place is called Pizza Palace. And then they also said opening day in 1961, they had a line out the door, which I found really weird because it's a drive-in. So how does that work? Did somebody have an accident in the restaurant and then just people followed them?
It was a clown car accident.
Oh, okay.
And then they got
so
out.
it was one car and
Yeah.
then they were like, they popped out.
There were just
and
a
then
bunch of them. It was an accident, really.
Clown car accidents are funny and tragic because
And then they were
there's
like-
a large loss of life whenever one accident happens.
And when two crash together,
It's senseless.
a disaster.
It is a senseless loss of life.
There was a 2-car pile-up, 57 dead.
57 dead. They're clowns, though, so, like, factor that in. They're about half a person's worth of people, so...
One of my Facebook friends is an actual clown. I know. And when the whole, like, creepy clowns standing in forests thing was, like, at its top,
Yeah, it's peak.
she was, like, defending clowns
Hashtag not all
to
clowns.
the core. Like, literally.
Hashtag not all clowns. Not all clowns are like that.
I don't think I could be Facebook friends with an actual clown who posts about actual clown stuff. I would just comment about like juggalo culture on every single thing they post, and they would
David,
hate me.
I'm a little upset that she's disclosing this now with me. I did not know that she had a clown Facebook friend, and I'm not sure that the 7 years of relationship can last that long. Now that you're friends with a clown.
The worst part is, I hired her
You hired a clown!
as not a clown at my past job.
What the fuck? I thought I was marrying into smart, not crazy. Crazy!
It's crazy!
God damn it. I swear to God, if you let a babysitter be a clown,
I really don't like clowns.
then why did you hire one?
I didn't know she was one.
That's bullshit. You know, I think you can spot a clown from a mile away. If there's somebody just like goofing up at a grocery store that's like
that's a fucking
dropping
clown.
apples yet somehow juggling them clumsily, you're like, fucking clown.
Did she tell you like in confidence one day, like, hey, just so you know, like I want to be honest with you, I am a clown?
Hey.
Or did you add her on Facebook and you just like found out through social media?
Through social media.
Hey, could you be fucking cool for just like 1 second?
What's happening?
Okay. Is there anybody? I'm a clown. I'm a clown.
Get the fuck away from me.
How did you find out?
It seems like a thing you need to admit to people. Like,
yeah, you have to go around a neighborhood going like, all right, the government has ruled that anytime I move in, I have to let you know I am a clown.
All right, just because there was that one clown who was a serial killer.
But all of them are creepy. There might just be one clown that's a serial killer, like a certified serial killer, but there's a lot of them that probably have evaded the grasps of police. I think every single clown has some blood on their hands. It's not just face paint and oil. It is blood. The
red nose thing is from drunkenness.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're drunks, and no drunks are good at all. I say as I sip my soda.
Woo! Well, all right, let's move on.
Are you sure 10 minutes on clowns isn't good podcasting
I feel
material?
Like we have a lot to talk about this episode.
Yeah, this episode is actually pretty dope. Like, there's some sick shit that's happening. All right, I'll let you continue.
Well, I noticed that Guy was pretty competitive without being good to back it up.
Good to back... What do you mean? He had some fucking dough skills. I don't know if you saw him flip that dough, but like...
No, okay, I give that credit. He was good at throwing pizza.
He was good at throwing pizza. He was good... I mean, they were kneading dough, and I didn't knead... So, I worked at a pizza place for about a combined 1.5, maybe like 2 years.
4 years.
2 years! 2 years... I mean, it felt like 4, but it was 2. And I've never rolled dough like this. They rolled it on the counter with just like 2 hands, one dough ball in another. There was one dough ball in one hand, one dough ball in another. And I never did that. I always did like a fold and shuffle with
like a kneading dough.
Kneading dough, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's gonna be some insider information. But like doing a perfect circle in pizza dough is pretty hard. Getting it thin is pretty hard without tearing it. And dude threw it up in the air and caught it without ripping it, which, I mean, I've made pizza just so that I can steal pizza at the end of the night, because apparently there's like this... Well, we all thought that there was a loophole that if you made it, you got to keep it. It wasn't stealing if you made it yourself.
And everyone agreed.
And everyone agreed, except most... Well, some of the managers didn't think that was cool. Most of the managers did.
You didn't have to, like, justify that in any way? Like, just make up, like, oh, someone ordered this. You could just
you would just go, like, at the end of the night, when you were feeling kind of peckish, you were just like, I'm gonna make myself a pizza. And you would just tell... You wouldn't tell anybody. You would just make it. And if a manager came up, you would just go, like, I'm... training. I really want to learn how to make pizzas so I can help out. And they bought it. But also, managers at pizza places are kind of dumb. No, they're not. Just the ones at my place were kind of dumb. Do I want to disclose that? I probably... That's... most of them loved me and didn't care about it and acted dumb. There. That's better.
Perfect way to save that if you need that job in the future.
Don't put
and
that evil
also,
on me.
Please do not alienate our pizza store manager audience, because I assume they're the only ones listening to this.
Because they already suffer from crippling depression.
No.
Okay.
Charlie was wonderful.
Charlie was wonderful. His brother... No, his half-cousin?
His cousin.
Half-cousin.
They were cousins. Their dad... Wait.
I thought he was a half-cousin.
Really? Oh.
He was a half-cousin.
I don't know where you're pulling
that guy
from.
That guy was a weird, lanky piece of shit. Much like...
What the fuck are you
Much like
talking
Everybody
about?
Loves Raymond, there was that tall, gawky, weird...
The other brother.
The other Raymond.
brother.
The other Raymond. Okay.
This probably went passed up by nearly everyone who watched the episode, but they showed this photograph of like one of the Perulis like father predecessor people throwing a pizza, and it's like a film photograph, and it's at nighttime, and the pizza is in the air, And I'm just so impressed by that from a photography point of view. Like, there's flash, it's like a motion shot with a film camera. I thought it was pretty rad.
She was a member of Photo Club and has developed film, like, developed own pictures, like, chemical, like, you know, in movies where
I know
A dark room.
I know how the process works. It's not. It's like 2017. It's not like I've heard of it.
Fine. Fine. Okay.
I'm happy that you're impressed with me for some of the dumbest reasons, but that's okay.
Yeah, I've never been in a dark room ever, and we'll continue. Well, I actually have.
Yeah.
Never mind. It was creepy. My one introduction to a dark room was super creepy. There's this security thing that they do. It's called a man trap, which is also really weird.
A light lock door.
What?
It's a light lock door, but it's also called, in the InfoSec world, a man trap, where one door has to be closed before the other one can be opened. So, like, you don't get a lot of people, like, following each other, but also it's so that you don't have...
Expose light to the dark room
Yeah.
when people are going in and out.
But that's fucking creepy, because one door just locks behind you, and it's like, nope, I don't know this guy. I've known this guy for 15 minutes, and he was like, just come to the dark room with me. And I'm like...
He does not talk like that.
Okay, he went,
He's very
just come to the dark room with
soft-spoken.
me. Okay. Yep.
We had a problem with that light lock door before where it's got stuck. And I was like, oh my god, is someone trapped in there?
Super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool to have that. There was another thing about dough. They took a bowl of dough out of the Hobart. The Hobart is the mixer machine, and they slap it on the table, and Guy Fieri just goes like, "That looks like brains." And the owner, Sam, is that what we're calling him?
I think it was Charlie.
Charlie says, yeah, that does look like brains. And then Guy Fieri goes, that looks like brains!
And then he says, it's the brains of the operation.
And then Guy Fieri laughs. And that makes me think that Charlie is a very good dad because he distracted him with a bad joke just so that they could move forward with it.
And not just keep repeating
And not just be stuck in a loop of yelling, it looks like brains at each other.
I wrote down after that, open mouth laughter, and in parentheses, he's so scary.
Guy Fieri does... Oh, fuck. All right, I have to introduce this now. I've created a spreadsheet called the Guy Fieri Swear Jar, where if you mispronounce Guy Fieri's name, you put in $1. And I'm tracking it. And with that dollar, you add it to a purchase of Guy Fieri branded merchandise. You have to give it to Guy Fieri. We're not going to donate this to some non-profit. We're not going to give it to St. Jude's. We're going to have to buy Ed Hardy inspired knives with our own money because we mispronounced his name. His name is Guy Fieri, and I'm going to be keeping everybody honest about it.
I mean, giving it to a charity wouldn't make any sense. That would be, we have to do something that would make us feel good for doing something wrong. We have to do something that makes us feel bad for doing something wrong.
It is a punishment.
That's giving money to Guy Fieri, so, you know, it makes sense.
So that's $1 for me, and that's the first time I've been cognizant of it. I might have said the other way a bunch of other times.
Does this only apply during recording the podcast?
Yes.
Otherwise that would just be it would be an unlivable situation for me.
We've already fucked up a couple times off air.
Yeah. Well, he legally changed his name to Fieri, and we should respect that. You see, Guy Fieri used to be Guy
Fieri.
And for some reason, he changed that name. I don't understand why he would change that name. That's a very strong name, Guy Fieri.
Yeah, but we can't call him Guy Fieri. We have to call him by his...
Guy Fieri. There's no bastardization of Guy Fieri and Fieri together. No portmanteau where it's Fieri. Fuck! $2.
You... I don't think that counts, but I'll write it down anyway.
There's got to be no middle ground here. There's right and there's wrong, okay? The first time we slip up, it just goes downhill because I don't want to give him money, but I have to.
It's like when they talk about Voldemort in Harry Potter, and sometimes they just really want to say it because it's so much shorter. And like, come on, let's just... But still everyone freaks out. Like, you can't do it no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, he who should not be named is very...
Can I start calling Guy Fieri he who should not be named? Is that what... I didn't...
No, he should be named. He's the brand of Food Network.
Okay,
he is the fucking backbone of the Food Network. They owe their souls to him. Much like Harry owes his soul to Voldemort.
Oh.
True.
So, next on the agenda,
The shot of ketchup?
Oh my god.
That was gross.
So the thing is about this restaurant is that they have no standards. So, well, okay, they do have standards. That was don't put the pen on that table. That's more of a distraction than the pen on the table, but don't do it.
If you can't tell, I was going to put a pen on the table, and then Matt...
2 inches away from the microphone, which would have been derailing the conversation.
Alright.
Instead of this, which is derailing the conversation. Je apologize. Anyways, this place is a drive-in, and they just decide to make different shit. Much like my restaurant that I used to work at. Like, it's an Italian food, but it's an Italian food restaurant. Like, they make comfort food, spaghetti, pizza, shit like that. But they also make, like, hamburgers because it's in America, and Americans like hamburgers. I just called them handburgers. Americans like handburgers. So they make onion rings, and one of the people in the cars that was at the drive-thru, which is an unflattering shot, by the way, an outside shot into a car makes everyone look like a gremlin or a fugitive.
They might have been. They
might have been because it was Knoxville, Tennessee, and they're all trying to steal that gold. But they sell onion rings and pizza, and
is that a Fort Knox joke?
It is and they one of the people was like, I ordered the pizza and the onion rings because they's the 2 best things. And I thought that person was a trash human being, but Guy Fieri upstaged this woman by eating an onion ring and then taking a shot from a ketchup container. He like takes a bite and then does like a ketchup shooter. And one of the other Perulis,
Sam
Perulis was like, yeah, that's a good technique. And then Guy Fieri notices that he's mortified, and then he goes like, am I the first one to do that? And he was like, yeah, you are the first one to do that, but it seems to work for you, is the quote. Which I think is pretty good.
He doesn't trust Guy with actually being able to dip an onion ring into ketchup.
No, two hands, shoot it. Oh my god! Yeah, I just put in all caps. Guy takes a shot of ketchup. It didn't even seem like
he took a bite and then chased it with some ketchup in an attempt to like mix those things together. He just like ate the onion ring and then
he chewed and swallowed and
took
then
an additional shot of ketchup just with nothing in his mouth.
Yeah. He does that, but then has the gall to criticize anything older than 10 years in that restaurant.
Yes.
Which, I mean, restaurants live by, offsetting the costs of all of the stuff that is made to produce the food. So things are going to be older. But he was like, oh, that Hobart, that mixer looks like it's been there for 67 years. And it was like, no, that's a 20-year-old machine because it's built really well. That thing is worth like a car still. And then he was talking about like a wood-burned sign that said full on the CO2 canisters. And he was like, how long has this been here? And like, that's actually a good idea to have on your CO2 canisters. So you know which ones to lift and which ones to not lift. Because That shit's heavy.
He also, at one point, like, picks up the fry basket, and he's like, I think that was actually hand-woven. And it's like, I don't know, that doesn't really sound like an insult to me. That sounds like some weird, like, boutique thing that, like, people would spend a lot of money for.
Yeah, if we were watching, like, an episode of something like No Reservations
Contessa.
or Barefoot Contessa, they would go like, this basket is hand-woven, so you know it is quality, and it will last 30 years, which obviously it has. Guy Fieri's kind of a jerk on this one, which doesn't make sense to me because the dude only owns cars that were like pre-75. Because he's always in that red Camaro, right? So like, dude, step off. I took offense to him calling everything old really shitty.
You do have experience with an old dough mixer.
Oh my God.
I've heard you talk about it before.
Okay, so I worked at a pizza place, and I probably will continue to work at that pizza place for the rest of my life, because that's what everybody does at pizza places. Once you're in, you're always in. Like, I was a delivery driver.
Unless you trash talk it.
Unless you trash talk it on the internet, which is literally undeletable. Like, you can... You know how Beyonce was like, I want all of those pictures from the Super Bowl taken off of the internet. And you're like, no, Beyonce, that's not how the internet works.
And then she became the She-Hulk.
Congratulations on that. I'm very excited for that Marvel movie to come out.
I prefer She-Hulk to Beyonce any day, and you can fight me on that.
She-Hulk is an independent woman and the voice of this generation. Anyways, so we had this pizza delivery driver named, I'm not going to name him. And
good call.
He was pretty funny. He was a little weird. He used to be like 300 pounds and then lost a shit ton of weight, and I didn't recognize him. So that was a little weird. In high school, he went to the same high school we did.
I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about, but yep. I'm not going to ask you.
Mm-hmm. So I quit about 2 weeks before this happened. I did a very hard quit. I put in my 2 weeks notice, and then 2 days later I quit because my car broke down on a delivery, and I called and they said, oh yeah, that sucks, but it'll be an hour and 45 minutes before we can get to you. So I was like, oh, cool. And then my best friend, Jacob, called me and it was like, hey, I'm in town. What are you doing? And I was like, quitting my job if you pick me up. And then I quit. But then 2 weeks after that, this delivery driver was very upset for some reason. I think it was because like he had to do somebody's cleanup that somebody like backed out on or just like left behind, because they left delivery drivers to do cleanup, which ensures that the back of the house is going to be dirty, because delivery drivers are the laziest sacks of shit on the planet. And so he had to do that, and instead of doing that, just decides to flip a 50... It's like, it's 20 gallons, 55 pounds of dough and water mixed together, but it's before it was all mixed together, so it's not dough. He just flips it on the back of the tile, so just dough and water hits all of the ground and floods it.
Sounds like a party.
Yeah, and then he just walks out. And then he comes back 15 minutes later because we have to do a deposit of all of the money, because at the end of the night you might have like $400 to $600, but you only get to keep what you tipped. So you have to do like a little bit of paperwork. So he leaves the money in an envelope that he crudely drew, because he was so angry. He crudely drew a middle finger on it. It's the greatest story I've ever had about delivering pizza.
Why go the crudely drawn middle finger route? You could just write the words like "fuck you" or something.
Yeah, but you know, when you're so angry, you have to like settle it artistically. That's why punk music exists, David. That's why like screamo exists. You can't just go like
artistically.
Yeah, artistically. You can't just say, I am very upset at these circumstances. Sometimes you have to draw that middle finger. And so he did it. All of the fingers were correct. There were 5 fingers. I did get to see the envelope,
nice.
Which was great.
They should frame that.
Yeah,
They should.
I can't wait to quit my job now and use that, because I definitely am. You're going to be so confused.
You're gonna start a legend. You know, David quit his job, but before quitting his job, he did some art, and we framed it. There's glitter glue. This is the best angry use of glitter glue I've ever seen in my entire life. It's 30 minutes into this 1 hour long podcast, and we have not passed the first one.
No. But we can move on now
Let's book it. All right.
Oh, fuck. I don't have the name of this one.
Oh, also, Charlie says to Guy once Guy is trying to do his classic bit of guessing all of the secret ingredients. And he says, if I told you I had to kill you. And then Guy Fieri gets too impatient while the sauce is mixing, because they cook it all day. It's like their meat sauce. So he goes to the line and picks up a little cup and then eats it in front of Charlie. And Charlie just goes, "Oh yeah, make yourself home. Yeah, make yourself at home. Thanks, Guy."
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah, he showed a lot of restraint until then. He was a little upset at Guy, which, to be fair, is pretty good compared to, like, next episode. Next episode has a lot of people angry at Guy.
The last restaurant of this episode.
Oh, right.
I sense some animosity between them.
But we have to get to the second one first, so let's do that.
Well, it was in Wellborn, Texas, and owned by Rich Risbon. I don't know. Do you know?
I wrote terrible segue, which makes me think, like, oh man, I had some dope notes.
No, I remember he was.
Oh, what's to cure the squeaky windmill with a greasy spoon? Did he say that? Because that would have been good.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, yeah.
Didn't he say something like that?
Something about a squeaky windmill.
Yeah, he said, "What's better to cure a squeaky windmill than a greasy spoon?" I think was what he said, which is actually pretty poetic. I'm gonna give that back to Guy. That was a pretty good segue.
That's nice.
I didn't know he had a soft side like that.
Like, that's some kind of shit that, like, your grandma would lay down and you'd be like, "Aw,
dope, Grandma. I'm gonna get a tattoo of that once you die."
And then she dies, and you don't.
And then she dies, and you definitely don't, because you're like, "Oh, tattoos are $200? No thanks."
So it's Hullabaloo's.
It's Hullabaloo's, which is in Texas. It's about 5 miles away from A&M, Texas A&M. Yeah. Go A&M Longhorns.
Fucking, I don't know.
I don't know anything about college football. Woo!
Woo!
Sports. It was a diner that was
transplanted.
It was a 1940s diner, and some fucking eccentric Texas man decided,
like a billionaire.
Yeah, he just decided once he struck that bubbling crude and had a bunch of oil money, was going just to transplant a diner from New York to restore in Texas without having any knowledge of how to run a restaurant.
That's pretty fucking sick.
I want that fucking money. That's some
that, man.
DJ College shit.
I'm imagining, like, what is it, fish odor?
Just a guy that wears all white, including his eye patch.
Yes.
Yeah, and then renting it out to a man from Philadelphia. Yeah. Rich Risbon.
So I feel bad, because he seems pretty okay. He seems kind of nice, but he looks like the guy that you think would be a serial killer on Criminal Minds. And also kind of looks like he's related to Bam Margera.
Aw, he does look a little bit like Phil. One thing that I pulled from this episode was that Rich Risbon was knocking them over with his Italian sausage. That is a literal quote that Guy Fieri said. That was not said on prem. That was said in the vocal studio. So a director had to listen to that, titter at it, and then put it into the episode. So that's pretty cool. Guy Fieri's people probably hate him a little bit. And this is episode 3. No, 2. It's 2. It's not even episode 3. It's episode 2. And they still have a lot of contempt for him, and it's visual.
I'm also slightly afraid of Rich, because he has these connections.
Oh, right. Everything. So everything is imported.
Yeah.
He has
Except for the tomatoes?
Yeah, he has his sausage imported from Chicago, Gangland. He has some other shit. I think it's his
Rolls?
cheese. His rolls are imported
Jersey.
from New Jersey. And then the only thing he sources locally, which Guy calls him on. I don't think Guy is the most local businessman around, but he like still is like, hey, if you own a restaurant, buy locally. And the guy was like, well, we import we get our tomatoes from Texas, so there's that.
And he says they have Italians there. Makes me think he's in the mafia, like hardcore.
Yeah. So the guy is like trying to impress this guy. It's pretty evident. He's like helping around in the kitchen for the first fucking time ever that I've seen him. Because usually he's just like, teach me how to do things. I'm a child in the kitchen. Teach me how to make spanakopita. I'm going to call it Greek egg rolls. And you're going to be very upset with it. But you get to see Rich Risbon's dope knife work. He like cuts these peppers in like an artisanal way. It looks really sick. And then Guy Fieri's like, I'm going to help chop onions for you. And this dude is like 6'4" and like 350 pounds. And he's just like, he scoops up 2 gigantic handfuls of onions and peppers, and Guy Fieri helps with throwing 6 more onion pieces on the grill. And he's like being very formal about it too. He's going like, behind you, bro, and then just puts them on. And it's like, it's much like a child helping a dad fix a car, and he's just like, I'm holding the flashlight, I helped. Yes, you did, Guy. Thank you for your 6 onions. That really improved the flavor of the Italian pepper. It
seemed to scare the guy at one point, because he just shouts, come in behind, and just like tosses like a handful of shit over his shoulder. The guy's like, jumps back.
That's funny.
I just want to say, I have written down junkie for hot sandwich loads.
Okay, so Rich makes a sandwich like straight from the grill. He puts it onto the plate, onto the prep area. Guy Fieri at one point says, I'm going to burn my mouth. I can already tell, but I'm such a junkie for it. And then he shoves about half of the 6-inch sandwich into his mouth, and then he goes, which I have brought through my linguists. I've studied the audio, I've listened to the tapes, and that's money. But he was burning his mouth while saying that's money. So, and also, I'm very excited about this episode, because this was the episode that I was like, the .money domain name actually makes sense. That inside joke is worth
real.
The $42 a year that I pay for. And then I also said Guy Fieri's mouth. Fuck!
Oh, shit. Drunk Matt's fucking up today.
Drunk Matt's gonna fucking start an Amazon sweepstakes account and start offering his knife set to our Twitter followers.
Our very loyal listener.
Oh, speaking of Twitter followers, we've got a Food Network guy following us. The host of Ginormous Foods decided to follow us, which is terrifying is the word for that. Because
he just likes hearing people make fun of his coworkers. That's all.
Right?
He hates Guy.
Right? He's just very excited that somebody is directing hate at somebody else instead of him, because he is basically the man versus food replacement. But
let's just invite him as a guest if you ever want to be on the show.
He's actually a podcaster, so we might have the equipment.
Oh,
hey.
Yeah, I haven't listened, but I will, I guess.
Hit us up.
Ginormous Foods man.
I'm not going to listen, and I don't really care, but you're still welcome to talk to us.
Speaking of mean things, Rich is a mean dad. Guy Fieri is introduced to his son, and he
his son
asks...
Richie.
His son Richie. Rich has a kid named Richie. Mafia ties, pretty sure. Because Rich and Richie seems a little like a construction company that also just like hides dead bodies in their new buildings that they make.
True.
He's asked how's he doing, by Guy Fieri. And there's a long pause. And then he goes, when he gets here on time... And then Guy Fieri has to break the ice and laugh and then, like, walk away so that they don't just do a punch out, drag down fight. Punch down, drag out?
I don't.
Yeah. So, there was also a slicer pro tip that I had because he was setting, like, meat thickness for his what is it, Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
Yeah.
And what you can do is you can this is for insider industry talk. You can buy different millimeter thickness plastic pieces, and then you can set the depth of the blade versus the platform. That's just a little industry talk that I like to add in.
He probably knows about that.
No, he was adjusting it by like eyesight, so maybe he was just trying to be like artisanal about it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I don't know. Rich seems to eyeball a lot of stuff. Like buying a fucking diner from New York in Texas.
He wasn't the one who bought it. It was that crazy, eccentric
he did the
billionaire.
smart thing and was like, I'm gonna run it instead, because that's a good thing.
I guess the kind of weird thing that he did was, like, go to that town with his girlfriend.
Oh, right.
Like,
she
kind of on a whim, I guess.
Yeah, he's from Philadelphia, she's from New York, and she would only move with him or something like that.
She's not from New York. She's from Melbourne, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Her hometown.
They relocated. She wanted to go back, and he wanted to start a diner, and so they did that, right?
Yeah.
Another thing, I took these notes out of order, I guess. Guy Fieri burns himself on that sandwich that we were talking about.
No, this is a different sandwich.
Is
he
it?
He tries to carry a sandwich away from the grill, and he's
this
holding
is the third
it
place.
in a way.
This is the third place. What is that third place?
No, it's not.
No, it's not? Okay.
No.
Okay.
He's that bad.
So he's, so they're New York style food and Italian style food, I guess, which is greasy and a lot of bread. Like there's a lot of sandwiches in that,
which is strange. I saw no sandwiches when I was in Italy.
It might have been Jennifer is well traveled.
I was in Italy for 3 months, like a month ago, and they had where I was working. They had these pictures of like different food in the cafeteria. And they had a picture of a sandwich upside down. I don't think they eat sandwiches.
How do you get a sandwich that's... so like the stuff was clinging to the bread? Like Mission Impossible style?
It was...
From the roof?
It was just upside down.
I mean, sandwiches are two-sided, usually.
Yeah, can't you just flip it?
Or was it like a hoagie?
The image of the sandwich. Yes.
Huh. I need you to take a picture of that, because I'm trying to contextualize an upside-down sandwich.
Okay, take a picture of a sandwich.
Okay. Is it an open-faced sandwich?
Out. No. It's like a cut in half.
Is it on a hoagie? Is it a submarine?
It was like sliced bread, maybe sourdough with some lettuce, tomatoes, that kind of thing.
Okay. And it's not open-faced, it's put together.
It's put together.
Okay.
Cut in half. Like arranged in a pleasant way. Upside down.
There's two sides to a sandwich.
I'll tell you tomorrow.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
The photo is upside down. It's just, you can tell based on the context of the photo that they just put the photo upside down.
Exactly.
Okay. So anyways, Guy Fieri burns himself, which is super rad, and he calls bread the back of the thing.
Yep.
So he said the grease fell all out of the back of the thing and I burnt my hands. It's a sandwich. He might have been his mind might have been clouded in a slurry of pain, which I'm very excited about the prospect of. Continue. You made a very excited face.
A very hard cringe, because I remembered he's eating a sandwich, like always, and he's stooped over. He's super sweaty. And then he notes that the way that he's holding the sandwich, he has a dripping pinky.
Yep.
Oh
That's
my
just the
god!
grossest thing
Didn't
I've
he
ever
say he
heard.
had like the South Philadelphia arch in his
he had a
back?
stoop.
He had a Philadelphia stoop, and he said that his pinky was dripping.
He got the dripping pinky.
Which makes me think that he's turning into Riff Raff from season 1, episode 2, because that is definitely a Riff Raff lyric.
By the end,
my pinky dripping, my codeine castle tall. Like that's a lyric that I think Riff Raff would actually put in. But at the end,
the transformation will be complete.
The transformation will be complete, because this is season 1, episode 2, and he's already outed himself as a bro, because within the first diner, he already has his backwards sunglasses on. Episode 1, he was on his best behavior. He took his outside glasses off, and he gave them to a production assistant, but in this one, he was like, no, I gotta have eyes in the back of my head, because haters always be watching. Diner 3.
Diner 3. We got this.
I didn't take any notes on Diner 3, so you've got to remind me what Diner 3 is. That's the place in Las Vegas, right?
In Las Vegas.
Four Kegs.
Didn't he used to go there or something?
He went to UNLV.
College.
He used to be in UNLV. I've got a best friend that went to UNR, University Nevada, Reno, and they've got like a beef. Basically because there are 2 colleges in Nevada, and so I think it's because UNLV has all of the gambling money, whereas Reno doesn't really have all of the gambling money. They're funded mostly by gambling money, but smaller gambling money. So Nevada's real gambly.
All right, the Four Kegs is known for its Stromboli, and our introduction to this place is...
I didn't know what a Stromboli is. A Stromboli is a Hot Pocket. For anybody that doesn't know, Stromboli is a Hot Pocket.
A real big Hot Pocket.
It's a real big, authentic Hot Pocket.
Ew.
And let's just be clear here. Guy Fieri is addicted to the Bolies. He talks
so much.
He talks about the Bolies so much.
Well, he's so addicted to the Bolies that he calls his drinks at Tex Wasabi's, which are 32 ounces of blue colored and flavored cocktails, bolas, because they're a bowl of alcohol.
This has nothing to do with Stromboli.
It's
He likes the breve. He likes the sick breve of Bola and Boli.
I feel like that whatever that mixed drink is, just like Baja Fresh mixed with like, I don't know, tequila, and that's all it is.
And Aquanet, yeah.
Wait, the hairspray?
Yes. They taste like it. And then they put plastic fish in there, so you can go like, oh, I'm drinking an aquarium, because that's really appetizing.
Nice.
Anyways, 4 Kegs,
All right,
Las Vegas, Nevada, Bolies.
I have a theory here.
Theory. She told me about this theory because we spend weekends here while she's like in
the United
States, because she's in Italy for like another year. So she was teasing this theory the entire time, and I'm very excited about it.
It's not that exciting. Don't hype it up too hard.
Fuck.
My theory is that the owner... what was his name?
Mario.
Mario?
That is racist. I don't believe it.
I definitely wrote down Mario. I don't know if that was true.
We'll just say it was Mario.
Mario, no last name. Mario Nintendo.
So Mario Nintendo, the Stromboli King, he only went to high school. He was working at this restaurant forever.
Yeah, he was working since he was 17, he said.
So my theory is that guy kept on bringing up how he went to UNLV. And Mario Nintendo only went to high school.
So he was trying to assert his dominance?
So, then Mario is a little aggressive.
Yeah, but
they have the competition.
That's busted balls. He's from Brooklyn, New York. This is a really good accent.
And also, I mean, virtually everyone who owns a restaurant treats Guy Fieri like a pest. Like, that's
True.
not really unique here. They all want him to get out of their establishment.
Guy Fieri is by definition, a pest. You don't invite him. He shows up. He eats your food. He is a blockade to you being able to cook and do your job. Guy Fieri is a pest.
But gives you,
He's also
publicity.
very susceptible to glue traps. he gets stuck and he just fucking freaks out. He doesn't know what to do.
You just put a bowling in the corner and he gets stuck to the wall.
Yeah, he's like, Parmesan cheese.
I feel like the whole time Guy is trying to get Mario on his side.
Yeah.
He's like overcompensating.
Well, consider how cool Four Kegs is to Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri went there all of the time because the eats was cheaps. He was, it's just cheese and meat, which is a Guy Fieri staple. So much so that when they're making the boli... No, actually, I got them conflated. The first place had a chef's salad, which just had a line.
The meat and cheese.
It had a 5-foot line of roast beef and Parmesan or like some Asiago, and then they just chopped it up, which I thought Guy Fieri would be like, why don't you just offer that as a dish? Why are you putting it in a salad?
Bowl of meat and
You're
cheese.
sullying this meat and cheese concoction.
So they have this competition to make bowlies.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that Mario fucked up.
Whoa.
So Mario
Whoa.
starts with the cheese and then puts sauce on top.
Yeah.
Then when Guy is doing literally the same thing, he like calls him out and he's like, you don't put sauce on there? Yeah, we put sauce on there first. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he got really competitive about that whole thing.
Right?
When Guys came out, he was like, yeah, it tastes like dough, doesn't it? Yeah, it's not supposed to taste like that. And Guy's like, okay, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry.
Guy does use a college word, though. He does use the word succulent.
Succulent,
like a
yeah.
fucking lot.
Yeah.
Succulent
Succulent and doughy.
Succulent and doughy. Guys does look aesthetically better. They had a bully off. They had a bully down at noon. And they both created bullies, and while the dudes looked like utilitarian, Guy Fieri had like this beautiful braiding on the side of it. It was artisanal. He tried real hard to impress Papa Four Kegs, and Papa Four Kegs was like, no, you get none of the love.
No.
You went to college.
Mario Nintendo like made fun of how his looked too, and I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah, he was
man,
calling it kind of
chill
like
out."
frou-frou. It got a little weird.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I mean, Guy Fieri is pretty like, I don't know, non-masculine,
Anti-frou-frou.
anti-frou-frou, and he fucked up. He knew that he fucked up because he didn't get the love from Papa Stromboli. Papa Mario Nintendo.
I'm just imagining the Pinocchio like grandfather man. Papa Stromboli, yeah.
Papa Stromboli is actually a pretty good name. I think that's going to be Adam Sandler's new movie, Papa Stromboli. Anyways, the restaurant is brown. The color is brown. All of it is brown. All of the food this episode is brown, except for the cheese, which is white. It's in Las Vegas, which means it's super smoky and brown, and all of the people are like...
Where are you going?
So, another outing of the people in my... Nope, never mind. Anyways, they look like they refer to Guy Fieri as smooth skin. That's all I'm gonna say. They look like Fallout people.
What? I did not get that immediately that was a Fallout reference, and I thought that was a very weird racial thing. Like,
most of the stuff I do is accidentally racial. I think I might need to get myself checked. Is there like a test that I can do?
I was like, who is smooth skin a racial slur for?
So, for those that don't play Fallout, smooth skin is used by people that have been ghouls. They call themselves ghouls.
I feel like you're
Ghouls.
getting into some
Ghouls.
territory real
I'm
quick
getting
here.
into Fallout territory. A Bethesda classic. It's Fallout New Vegas. They're exposed to radiation.
They're
and
like zombies, but still people.
they're like zombies, but they call people who are non-radiated freaks smoothskins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their derogatory term.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Fuck. I think I should have my own swear jar where I have to like buy a cartridge of Pokemon Snap once I have the amount of money to do so.
He's not even trying to change, I swear.
Yeah, I've started to lord it over her head anytime she says wonderful, but really it's her fault for saying wonderful. I'm victim blaming.
Just so
I'm sorry.
positive.
Okay. Yelp reviews, not Yelp reviews. Most of these are from Google.
Most of them are from the Google reviews.
But let's be real. The real food freaks, them real food freaks,
Yelp.
them foodies, they don't Yelp. They fucking Google review.
Adam G was on Yelp.
Adam G was on Yelp, but he wasn't as weird as some of the people that I've seen on Google reviews.
All right. So we're going to start out real strong with a review from the Pizza Palace by Harry Johnson.
Harry Dick is funny. It's Harry Penis. That's the joke.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My darling husband-to-be. It is a 5-star review.
Harry Johnson ain't a smooth skin, that's for sure.
God!
Nice. I wish I could high five over a microphone. Okay.
All right. So Harry Johnson says that the fresh fried onion rings were crispy and fresh out of the fryer. Ask for some ranch dressing for dipping, since that's what all of the chain stores have programmed you to like with fried onions. So he's got some weird social commentary.
Open your minds, sheeple. Obeying the ranch money.
Is he
ranch.
saying he likes that, or is he attacking society for liking that?
I mean, he
Or
might
is
be
it both?
he might be attacking society for liking ranch, but he might also be attacking Big Ranch for programming himself
Did
to
you
like
say
ranch.
Big Ranch?
Big Ranch.
Have you not heard of Big Ranch?
Big Ranch. It's all. I mean, it's a secret society. It's literally from the Hidden Valley. Okay. And if you don't put those two and two together, if you're not afraid of the Hidden Valley... Triangles.
You know, if you fold a $5 bill in a certain way, you'll see a Hidden Valley.
Yeah, you'll see a bottle of ranch and chicken tenders. They knew. The forefathers knew. You're afraid of Freemasons?
Yeah.
Big Ranch. Big Ranch is the...
Come and get you.
In God We Trust is really an anagram for Big Ranch.
Big Ranch? So what's crazy about Big Ranch is you had to be a landowner to vote.
What?
Okay.
You had to have... What did you have to have? You
Big
had
ranch.
to have a big ranch to vote.
Huh.
I mean, what else do you need? Fucking wake up, America.
Conspiracy theorists, come at us.
Come at us. We'll outdo you with the crazy.
Yeah. No, like, take this. Put it in your videos.
Yeah, give me a couple of Cuba Libres and I'll come up with some shit for you. Cuba Libres are Coca-Cola lime and rum, by the way, which is what I
Literally
drink a lot of.
Doesn't need any more of that. Please do not send them.
Please
Thank
do.
you.
I need it for this.
Ben Morgan,
Okay.
for the same Pizza Palace, 1-star review.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry, but this place is whack! Exclamation point. I stopped here on my way through Knoxville because, like everyone else, it was on Triple D. Thanks a lot, Guy.
Wow. Angrily attacking Guy Fieri for his bad Knoxville, Tennessee experience. Perhaps
Was that the whole review?
There's some more about onion rings being, like, good but bland, and then the pizza was bad, and the cheese fell off, and that's about it.
The cheese fell off as soon as you grab a slice. So, he's very upset about the Pizza Palace having,
Slippery pizza.
sentient cheese. As soon as you grabbed a slice, it was like, nope.
Fuck
Get the
away
fuck out of
from
here.
me,
BTFO.
Ben Morgan.
Okay.
Melissa Conard gave a 5-star
Conard.
review. She had pretty much the opposite to say. All caps lock. Love, love, love it all. 3 exclamation points. So that was very helpful. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa. No pictures included with that at all. Just loved it.
Loved it
all.
Loved it thrice. Willem Workman had some interesting things
That is
to
a
say.
fake name. I don't believe that Willem Workman is a real name. That sounds like a Devo side project.
He's a big fan of Star Trek.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe.
You're looking at me squinting like I would know that reference. I don't know what Willem Workman would
I don't
be.
know, it just sounds like that, maybe.
Like an ensign? Like somebody that would die on the planet visits? Like a red shirt?
Maybe.
That sounds like for some reason he's like not legally allowed to have a job, and he like walked in and they were like, "Oh, you want a job? Okay, we need your name." And he was like, "Willem
Workman?
Man?" And they were like, "Okay, yeah, no, that sounds like you are a man who needs a job, so you're hired."
Thank you, human. I appreciate this job. I love working at American Pizza Place.
Sugar. Water.
Sugar, water.
Water.
Willem Workman says...
More sugar.
Willem Workman.
I have a hint for all you places that serve pizza in Knoxville, Tennessee.
All y'all places. Mm-hmm.
The locals may think what you are serving is pizza, but I come from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, fucking one of these guys.
And what you serve is not pizza.
Ugh.
It's garbage, in my humble opinion. Just
Humble?
because you changed planes once at JFK does not give you the right to call it New York pizza.
Here's the fucking thing, right? New York pizza is a subsection of pizza.
It's not even...
These people, the founders of this restaurant, came from what? Greece.
Closer the fuck to Italy than New York.
Than fucking New York. You don't have to get on a plane. You don't have to get on a boat to go to that place, right?
Just
so
walk right over.
They know something about Italy. What was that man's name? Willem Workman. I wouldn't give you a job anyways. You sound like a jerk.
Basically, what we're trying to say, Willem, is that logic doesn't work, man.
But also, every single person that I've dealt with from New York, once we go, like, they go to a pizza place, are just like, this isn't real pizza. And, like, that's the thing that they have to do. Is, like, I think it is, once you leave the state, you have to sign a contract at the airport to say all of the pizza from any of the other states is garbage, no matter what.
So, I'm gonna drop a knowledge bomb.
Oh, fuck.
Pizza in Italy is not sliced.
What?
It doesn't make any fucking sense. They're stupid.
Oh, wow. Hey. Okay,
Whoa.
so I insult one of my workplaces, and you're all like, hey, man, fucking back the fuck off. Don't do that. And then you insult an entire country and the country men and women by calling them stupid?
No, okay, let me just say, they also want it sliced.
They want it sliced, but they don't do it.
They don't.
Do they get their own pizza roller?
If they're at home, they will use scissors and cut
Fuck.
the pizza.
Have they seen a pizza cutter? Because it's fucking rad.
Also, they have something called American pizza, and it's French fries and hot dogs on a pizza.
That's gross.
I mean, that's a pretty good summation
We
of
don't
what
have
American
that in
culture is.
America.
I know, but we also call something like a Napolitana, which is just like... Is that close to what people eat in Napoli? Which is just like diced tomatoes, like an Italian salsa.
Well, like a margarita pizza in Italy and a margarita pizza here is the same thing.
Oh, okay. But not cut, because Italians don't know how to cut things.
They do. They just use fucking butter knife.
What?
For everything.
That doesn't make sense. Okay. Continue before we angry more cultures all around the world.
So, a Google user, no name,
From Anonymous.
anonymous, for 4 stars. I just want to read this excerpt. My dad left smacking his lips, thinking about all the other food he wanted to try. And I just thought that was a weird sentence.
From the restaurant? Or he was just like, oh, I'm so glad I had pizza.
I want more food
Now
in
I want
general.
hot dogs. Oh, there's a picture of a man on a motorcycle.
Hey,
I shouldn't have looked at it. I shouldn't have looked at it. There was a picture of a man on a motorcycle.
He's getting ahead of things.
Yeah.
So this is for the Hullabaloo Diner in Wellborn, Texas.
That makes sense why he's on a motorcycle.
And Hubert Escobar gave a 5-star review. He liked it, but the thing that I really, really like about this review is he posted a picture of him and his significant other on a motorcycle riding on the road. And that was in the review of Hullabaloo Diner.
You know, Hubert Escobar has getting his Yelp brand down. You know, a lot about... Oh, it's not even Yelp, is it? It's Google. It's Google reviews. So he's trying to set. They're not wearing helmets.
Oh, the one in the front is wearing a helmet. The woman in the back is not, or is. Sorry.
So okay, so the guy on the front wearing the high vis gear is not wearing a helmet. He's wearing
Hubert
Escobar. He's not wearing a helmet. He doesn't care about his life. Wear a helmet.
I'm worried
Hubert.
about him.
I'm worried about him.
Hubert, if you hear this, please put on a helmet.
I need your reviews. And what do I need your review? What makes those beautiful reviews and those beautiful
brain.
pictures? Your brain. Protect it. Wear a helmet at all times. Wear it around the house, Hubert. Safety first, then teamwork.
Wear shoes around the house.
Wear shoes around the house. You might stub your toe. You don't want that.
That is from Pineapple Express.
Don't give away our cool references. I want people to conflate our funniness.
I don't want the Gabby show to happen to me.
I don't know what the Gabby show is.
She got called out for stealing jokes.
Oh.
And it sounds like a nightmare to deal with.
Okay. So, Ben Marshall.
Ben Marshall, for the Hullabaloo as well, 1 star, wrote basically a haiku.
Beautiful. Taking another turn.
Bland food, dirty greasy tables, dead flies in the windows.
That is beautiful.
God. Oh
Fuck
my God,
me.
that's powerful.
But I just want to note that that was after there was a different owner and a different head chef. So.
Oh. Yeah, Guy Fieri. I don't know if he does like follow-up episodes where new owners do the diners.
Probably not.
Probably
because they
not,
usually
right?
go to shit.
Yeah. Okay.
So for the 4 kegs, Chris Urban, isn't that like somebody who won American Idol?
Kyle Urban?
Keith Urban?
Keith Urban?
Oh, that's the Australian man?
Chris Gaines was a grunge name of, I think, Keith Urban, who did like a grunge band, I think. I can't remember. There was a country artist that went by the name of Chris Gaines, and he had one album that was kind of like Nickelback-y.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm gonna Google that. Wonderful. While you do that.
All right. So Chris Urban, 4 stars for the 4 kegs. Appropriate.
A pro. Yes.
Pro.
Garth Brooks.
Thank you. The food is great, 5 star, but minus a star for being my favorite dive bar, but in a good way. What the fuck?
What?
You're not supposed to do algebra in these weird reviews that you're doing for no money. Why are you... What? So it's minus a star because it's also your favorite?
Because it's his favorite dive bar. I don't fucking
That
understand.
means it
Maybe-
should be like 6 stars.
Maybe he means by like it's his favorite dive bar, he means he like doesn't want people to come, so he's making it look slightly shittier than this.
Oh. Let's see.
Clever. Okay.
Still not nice to do.
Still a
They're-
dickish
those-
move.
Those business owners really need all the support they can get, so...
I mean, they can't come up with creative names. Call themselves 4 kegs because they have 4 different beers on tap, but, you know.
And for my favorite and last review, it's by David George.
Okay.
So it's already starting out wonderfully.
Is that 1 man or 2
2
men?
first names.
It's 1 person, I believe.
A consortium.
1 star review. Just called them. Very rude customer satisfaction. Wasn't important on the phone, so why should it be in person, right?
Okay.
Sorry, I read that kind of shittily. But anyway, the best part of it is response from the owner. Wrong.
Yep. Yep, that's pretty good. That's pretty good Yelp etiquette right there.
It's pretty great.
Just called them very rude customer satisfaction. What?
It's just called them. Then there should be a comma.
David George
very
doesn't
rude,
know anything about punctuation.
Customer satisfaction wasn't important on the phone.
it.
See, my theory still is that it's two men, David and George, and that they took turns typing each letter.
Oh, and
that's why it is written so poorly.
I thought you had the comma key, George. No, you're on the right-hand side of the keyboard. Yeah. Get it together, David. This episode went a little long, but the other episode went a little long too. So I read from a podcast checklist that first we were supposed to stockpile episodes. That wasn't a thing that we did, so we fucked up there. But also we were supposed to have a strong call to action, which I then had to Google what the fuck that meant. And a strong call to action is basically just telling you to leave an iTunes
Rate and review.
Rate and review. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play Music. I'm not sure you can rate and review a podcast on Google Play Music.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Just do it on
either.
iTunes. Listen to us on iTunes.
Listen to us on iTunes if you can. And also, we've got a Facebook page that is facebook.com/FietiTales. We have a Twitter called Fietti Tales.
An amazing Twitter which Jegs is following.
Yeah. When I was making my our little album art for this show, I decided to, because Guy Fieri loves muscle cars so much, to put a Jeg sticker in the avatar picture, but decided against to because aesthetically it didn't look pleasing. Day after...
No offense to Jegs.
No offense to Jegs, I just suck at composition. But the day after I was followed, not even the day after, 2 hours after I posted that picture, we were followed by Jegs Motorsport. So thank you very much, Jegs, for following us. We are not sponsored by you yet. I am looking forward to being sponsored by you, selling what I only assume you sell are stickers and energy drinks.
Please sponsor us.
Please sponsor us. We need the money so bad. I bought a mixer. I don't know how it works. Like, I need to buy an audio engineer for just like 30 minutes or so. Another thing that I wanted to push out is we've got a YouTube channel where we're posting little Sizzler Reels, because I thought that was a funny name for that.
That's pretty good now.
Sizzler Reels are just like 2-minute to 3-minute clips of things that we thought were funny. And then I've got some exciting news. We've got two bands have let us kindly use their music.
Actual music.
Actual bands. Bands that have gone in front of people, released multiple albums, at least for one. I think the other has released one full album, but has like a Vivo channel and is like...
with really cool videos. Really
cool videos. There's GIFs and stuff. But the first one is a band that was very important to me. I believe it's the intro. It is the Aquabats. They let us use their song Pizza Day from Myths and Legends Volume 2. It's a really good album. All of their albums are really good. You should buy their stuff on iTunes if you haven't already. And then another one I'm going to let David introduce. That's our outro.
The other band is a band called Sun Club. They are Baltimore natives, much like I am. I think some of them used to go to the same college that I went to. Woo-hoo. And the first time I saw them was in a field next to my freshman dorm room. They're super fun and super nice, and Sun Club are great, so go listen to them.
And that's the end of Just Guy Things. And
at Fietti Tales.
At Fietti Tales at Twitter. I've already said that. I need to stop this recording because we need to do another recording.
Woo!
It is... What time is it for us
it's
on the
only
east? On the West Coast, it's 8:30, but for David, it's 11:30.
It's 11:30 p.m.
Go, David!
I have a case of the drunk peas, so I need to do that now.
So ciao hounds.
Ciao hounds.
Bye.